Queen Fright Night. Hey, everybody. I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. It's Halloween. It's nothing to do with Blue Blanc Rouge. Hey, I'm Fonzie's older brother, Rick. That's me. I don't think anybody's here. There's nobody. Oh, somebody just showed up. All right, I'm talking to myself. If you're just coming in, say hi. We'll talk about hockey. We'll talk about Halloween. Talk about whatever you want. Hey, if you remember the Fonz, that's me. You're kind of dumb. I get it. All right, so somebody going to talk to me? Nope, I scared the person off. Gone. All right, so I guess I'm going to have to do the talking myself. I guess it might have been a bad idea to do a live stream on Halloween. Everyone's with their kids trick-or-treating, but it's 8:30. I figure most people would be home by now. So if you come on in, say hi, let's talk hockey, and whatever else you want to talk about. In the meantime, I'm going to sit here and wait. Hey, A&W, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. I didn't know if anybody would come in on Halloween, but hey, I think I did one last year, so I figure I'd keep the tradition up. I'm dressed as the Fonz at 60. The Fonz at 60. So if you know the Fonz, I think you're old enough. Yeah, that's me. Ask away. He smokes pot now. You know, the 60s came around, and he got into the scene, you know. So who's here with me? Say hi. What are you dressed as? What are you wearing, man? What are you wearing? And how'd your Halloween go? You have kids? Did you go trick-or-treating with your kids and all that kind of good stuff? Hey, Entertap. Been a while, man. How you doing? J-Fed. Never had kids, just chilling, watching the football game. Oh, there's football on? Oh, yeah, it's Monday night. Monday night football. Yeah, I figured I got competition at something, but I did this before last year, so I figured I keep the tradition going. Kids are with their mom, unfortunately. You know Happy Days, however, you're 23. I thought you were older. Don't ask me why. It's hard to keep everything in place. Yeah, well, I'm glad you know Happy Days because I'm the Fonz. Hey, I was actually going to do something else. I got my guitar out, I restrung it, and I was tuning it, and I couldn't get the D string, and it snapped. So there went I wasn't going to get on, didn't have another string to put on, so I had to change. So I thought of this here. I have this leather coat that's kind of sitting in the closet. Unfortunately, you promise you're not terrible. Unfortunately. Okay, no, don't worry. I don't think you're a terrible person. Rick, do I see Slavs and Arbor staying up? Arbor for sure. Slav, I think so. I think Slav will stay up now. I think he's done. He's starting to show some progression, and yeah, I think I think 2 more games and he'll hit his 9 games. I want to think 2 more. I think 2 more, and then we'll know then. But I think so. Jacka, yeah, I don't see them making any moves to bring in any other defensemen. So I kind of think that yes, we will. Yeah, I don't think I really. You know what? I don't expect too much as far as them bringing in another player or defenseman. I don't. Unless injuries really get out of hand. Kind of plays into their hand at tanking in a way, right, for the team. Hey, Stan the Man, how you doing? How you doing? So just ask away tonight. We can talk about hockey. We can talk about TV. We can talk about anything you want. I'm good. You went out to a Halloween party Saturday night dressed as the Bachelor. Wore a suit, had a dozen red roses, handed them out to all the ladies. And did you get lucky at least? Did you get lucky? No. Did one of those ladies say yes? Yeah, I can't. I never watched The Bachelor. I don't watch that stuff. Nope. I was gonna put up a picture of Henry Winkler, how he looks now. See, but no, you would never think he was the Fonz. But you can see the resemblance there. Like if I, I'm the Fonz at 60. Not. Lots of speculation that Philly and Montreal. I was just reading something like very briefly might trade given Flyers injuries. Interested in Anderson, better for a 2023 first. I was reading that it was Dvorak they might be interested in. I don't know. It's news to me. I don't even know what the injuries for Philadelphia are. That what happened. I don't know what happened. So educate me. Let me know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in Philadelphia. I only know that Tortorella said to the media that there's a lot of work ahead. It might take longer than they were expecting, kind of thing. That's all I know. Oh, I also do know that the Leafs suck. I know that. And for Halloween, I should find that. Okay, well, talk to me, and I'm going to find something because I should have had this ready. I don't know where I put it. I just don't know how long ago it was that I downloaded it, and hopefully I can find it. That's the key. I should put things in files, and I do eventually when I get tired of looking for something. And I have a feeling I'm not going to find it. So I know this is boring. Damn it. It was funny, too. I think I might have shown it before, but it's really appropriate for tonight. And I meant to do this, and I didn't do this. I'll look for it for just a couple of, 30 seconds more, and then I'll give up. But I promise it'll kind of be worth it. Well, let's see. I hit the bottom of my downloads and all my pictures, and I didn't find it. So I'm probably not going to find it. I know it's there, but I'm scanning really quickly. And yeah, I'm just boring you guys to death, and I apologize, but I really would like to find this, and I'm not going to. All right, let's not do that anymore. All right, sorry about that, but it was a porch with a skeleton sitting on a chair in a Leafs jersey, and he had a sign. Something about waiting for the cup since 1967. I thought it was funny. Appropriate for tonight. All right, let's get back to you guys. A&W, I agree. I just don't think they're going to trade somebody who's part of their future. I don't think, anyway, but we'll see. If the offer's right, you could be right. JVR out 6 weeks. Couturier out season. Oh, I didn't hear about that. Okay, so for JVR, I don't know. Is that a huge loss? But Couturier is a big loss. Isn't Van Riemsdyk a winger? So it's Couturier who's a center. Yeah, from what I understand, they're looking at a center. I don't think Montreal's trading Monahan right now. But then again, that could be the guy. He's on an expiring contract. It's a possibility. But I saw on Twitter it was Dvorak they were talking about. And it was just the lead up to the show, so I couldn't really get into the article. Hey, Lucas, I'm not sure what'll be worth it. Not sure what I don't know. Hey, Scorchy, how you doing? Noah, how you doing? You saw that. Okay, what is it? I don't know. The article, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. This must have just happened, I guess, with Couturier. I don't know. I hadn't heard about it before. So we'll see what happens. I don't expect them to. I don't really expect them to trade Dvorak for some reason. But they could. Maybe if they're planning to say they want to keep Monahan, this might be a good opportunity for them to be, to do that, I guess. I don't know. I'm not making any sense at all, am I? A Philly first, but remember, unlikely that it'll be unprotected. So, that's unlikely. So you get excited about, they got Philly's first for the 2023, and then it's a bottom 10 finish, and we got to wait till 2024, so it doesn't mean anything. if that's the case. But if they can get it unprotected, yeah, that'd be something else. That was something to watch for the future. But as far as on the defense, I don't really expect them to do anything. No trade if it's not unprotected. No, I don't know about that. From what I understand, oh, I see what you're saying, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, still, yeah, you kind of want a pick that's gonna not be pushed to next year, the next year. We're in the driver's seat, but it doesn't mean they're going to give it unprotected. But then again, they got one from Florida, so what's the costume, Quinn? Well, I don't look like the guy. This guy here. Well, let me see right here. I'm just dressed as attempting to dress as the Fonz at 60. Not a very good job at it, but I didn't really think about doing this live stream till this afternoon, and my first costume kind of crapped out on me. So this was like, what can I do? What can I do? Oh no. And yeah, so I did this. And if you're too young to know the Fonz, well, I can't help that. Hey, the Fonz. Edmondson, Dadnob, and Dvorak for a first, second, and third to Philadelphia. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I'm pondering this here. It's not enough of a return. That's not enough of a return. Now, Dadonov, you kind of figure the way he's playing, you kind of, he's just a throw-in, right? So it's Edmondson and Dvorak for a first, second, and third. I still don't know if that's enough of a return. I should have done Potsy. Calling me a Potsy? Hey, Kelly, happy Halloween. Yeah, it was it from Montreal Hockey Now? That makes it questionable. They're a bit clickbaity and sensationalistic, and the titles tell you that, and they deliver like nothing in the article. So, yeah, I don't know. So they're just kind of throwing it out there, figuring people will click on it, and that's all they're about. So if you see Montreal Hockey Now, if you're going to read it with a grain of salt. And it's not to say I haven't found interesting things there and the odd time, but in general, they're just very clickbaity, and they're just trying to get you to click on it and on the article. Really, that's it. It's a glorified blog or clickbaity, either way you want to put it. Yeah. Zachary's watching a Habs game from 2016 on YouTube from when they played Arizona. Really? Okay, but why? I mean, you're a Leafs fan. Why would you be watching that game? Did we get our asses kicked? Entertap says there was an article also in The Athletic. Now, I'll take The Athletic a lot more seriously than Montreal Hockey Now, that's for sure. I don't get The Athletic articles because I don't pay for it, so... Bob! Imagine the Fonz just did that to you. Hey, the Fonz. How you doing, Bob? Can you explain the difference between protected and unprotected picks in NHL? Is the status of the pick negotiated when working a trade? Yes. Okay, so protected means that if in Philadelphia's case, right, if they gave us a first-round pick that was protected and they finish in the bottom 10, then that pick would have been negotiated to become a different pick in another year, like first-round pick next year, right? It's protected, so we're not getting that. Right. And in Philadelphia's case, more than likely, they're going to finish down there. So if you get an unprotected pick from them, you're getting really a pick for 2024 kind of, right? So if you're doing that to get a good pick next, then you're just not going to happen. It has to be unprotected, not protected. I don't know if I said that right? So protected means you don't get it. If it's unprotected, then it's wherever they finish. If they win the lottery, we win the lottery. That's what happens. And we have that with Florida last year for Sherrod. I think their pick that they gave us was unprotected. So if Florida happens to finish down low, we get an unprotected pick. We get another shot at first. Zachary, it was no criticism, but that's a great answer. That's the right answer. So he says because he likes watching hockey. I asked him why, as a Leaf fan, he'd be watching an old Habs game, and that's a great answer. Do you think it would be worth putting Drouin on waivers if he does not get picked up? Send him to Laval to get his game back. Well, I don't think you thought that through enough. In that I think a team on waivers, what do you get them for? You pay half the salary on waivers. Am I right about that? So you're getting them at half the cost. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a little early for that, for some teams to pick up on him, but I think he'd probably get picked up, which is fine. But then you're losing him for absolutely nothing. When I think if you can rehabilitate him a little bit, you get a good return. A decent return for Drouin anyway. Did I get any trick-or-treaters? I live in an apartment building, so no. And did not want any. So the unpredicted is better. The unprotected is better one to have. Yeah, well, yeah. In a draft like this, it is, because it's going to be a great draft and you want that low pick. Otherwise, if you're trading with Philadelphia to get their first round pick, but it's protected, then you're not trading to get next year's draft pick. You're trading to get the draft pick for the year after, and we all know this. So, yeah. Florida, we get the whole basket. Yeah, listen, I don't know that Florida will finish low enough, but hey, if they do and they win the pick, listen, even if they finish 15th, say that number, and they win the pick, well, we get a top 5 pick. I'll take that. What did it say? Okay, throw in Drouin. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, it might come to that. I don't know. Right now, they have the cap. They're not going to use it on anything else. Rehabilitating Drouin, getting him going is the best option because the return that comes back is better. That's the best option. So I think they're going to try to do that. And I don't think we'll see. There's no need for them to put anybody on waivers. They don't need the cap space. So they're not going to do that. I do remember Ryan White. Yes. A good fourth liner, I guess, could be a tough guy, could fight a little bit, but I mean, not loaded with talent or anything. For now, we get Drouin off the power play. That's what I'd like. I really would. You know what? I'll say it this way. Maybe not off the power play, but off the point. I don't know. Like, it's been, 3 years they're trying him on the point, and I don't see how they don't get that he's not great there. Yeah, you bought a house, and you said how old you are. What? On 12 acres, and I even have space for a pole barn. Awesome. I have no problem with you celebrating that. Congratulations, man. How did you do that at your age, man? Are you one of those internet influencers who makes tons of money? Awesome, though. That's really congratulations. Whereabouts? This is what part of the country? NHL Hockey News. How's it going, man? Bob, anytime. If I can answer it, I will tell you. If I can't, I will lie to you, or tell you that I don't know the answer. But yeah, no problem. And listen, nobody should feel ashamed that they might not know something. I learned things this year that I should have known that I didn't. And I always tell you guys, I just learned that today. Yeah, there's no shame in that. Ryan White was a great gritty guy. Yes, he was. He was sandpaper, fourth line sandpaper. Kelly's very impressed so far with Slav on the power play. What, one power play? Like, no, that's all. I don't think I've seen him on one game on the power play. I want to see more than that. But listen, Slav is progressing. I think he'll stay. He's progressing enough to stay. I think he'll stay. If things change, they can send him down anytime. But I think he'll stay past the 9 games right now. Blue Bark, it's not. How do I want to put it? It doesn't make sense to waive them right now. I get it because we're frustrated with them and all that. I get that, but it doesn't make sense. So, and they don't need the cap space. So, and then say you waive Drouin and Hoffman, right? So you get some cap relief. It's not a lot. You're going to use that up anyway with the guys you got to bring up to replace them on the roster. Like, I don't think it's good management. And if you don't, if you get Hoffman going and you get Drouin going, you're going to get a return. You'll be able to move them. I think that's better to do. We all use the net to get facts straight. No, you'd be surprised. And even on myself too, I'll ask people, that I just have to Google it. And so no, you'd be surprised that people don't. So Entertab's saying Washington might be, because Oshie's out long term, they might be interested in Dadonov. But what team's really going to be interested in Dadonov right now? He's doing, it was Halloween, right? So I can say this. He's doing fuck all. I mean, excuse me, your virgin ears, but what is he doing to get traded? I don't think, that's why you got to get him going. And with Dadonov, I don't know if it's possible the way he's been playing. I don't know. A&W, awesome. And yeah, so you're just a little rich kid. No, I'm just bugging you. Okay, listen, that's just no, listen, congratulations, and all the best. I don't know what you work hard. That's all you can. That you don't owe anybody an explanation after that. You work hard, you earn it. Hoffman was lost on the game. Was lost in the game or on the game? I don't know what you're saying there exactly. Sorry. One power play, one goal. That's Slavkovsky. That's great, but like I said, too small a sample size yet. But freaking encouraging going forward, I have to admit. Did Slav score tonight? No, because they didn't play tonight, Marwisk. They're playing tomorrow. So no, that's not why the live stream. I know you're in. Do you have Halloween out there? I don't know. Marwisk is in Slovakia, I believe, right, Marwisk? I wonder, do you have Halloween? That's what we're celebrating here. It's Halloween in North America. Anyway, I don't know if it's everywhere. So, but no, the game is tomorrow. They're in Minnesota. For those who enjoy the pain experienced by the Leafs each year, yes, by the Leafs. Not so much. For some Leaf fans, I do enjoy the pain. For others, I don't really. They don't deserve it. But yes, I'm one of those people that enjoys this. I can tell you that Toronto fans and media are absolutely freaking out right now. I've been reading it on Twitter today. Oh my God, they're freaking out. And if you're someone like I'm using Twitter as an example because I spent a lot of time there. It's usually full of a lot of bragging by the Leafs and a lot of the snipes at the Habs and the fans and all that. And that is silent. The only thing you can go find, they're just shitting all over the Leafs and everything. I think Sheldon Keefe and Kyle Dubas need to be fired. But as a Hab fan who does not want to see the Leafs do well, I hope they don't fire them for a while, Who's playing tonight? Oh, I couldn't tell you all the games tonight. No, there's not a lot of games though tonight. For those who enjoy the pain experience, no, I read that Dvorak had 3 goals against the Blues. Yes, he did. Sonny had I think one bounced off of him, but I mean, it was a good game for him, and I think that was his first ever hat trick too. Steve Dangle, I didn't know. Listen, I stopped really watching Dangle anyway. He advertises for gambling. Yeah, and it's when he's on Sportsnet or wherever he is, I understand because he's got no choice. But when he does it on his own channel, sorry, that you lose me. So, and I've told him that. I sent him messages telling him what a creep I think he is for doing it. Anyway, Marwisk, here locally, games have been on for a couple hours at least. But I don't know all the games. Franco, I don't know. Did you recognize me as Fonzie at 60, or just because I'm sitting next to Fonzie, you figured it out in the leather jacket? Fonzie at 60, who smokes pot now. It is called, what did they call that? Performance art. This is performance art. Aren't you guys lucky? Did I see or hear about today's media availability with Coach St. Louis? Lost his patience. Real question about Dadonov. Yeah, they were just asking him over and over, and he just told them to stop. And that it's about time. That a coach. It wasn't. Let's put it. It wasn't John Tortorella, but I don't mind that kind of I encourage him to do that because the media can be, especially the French media, and I'm sorry, it's not because of. I'm not being. It's not in anger. I say that. Let's just put it that way. Just tell them what's what. That's all. It's like just stop. And they did. It's good to see a little pushback though from our coach. Ciao, Elvis. What's that? Elvis? How'd you get Elvis from that? Buenos Aires, Franco. I don't know how you get Elvis from that. Kelly, actually, touche, because you're right. I shouldn't have said what I said. Not that it was bad, but you did say that. So, Jason, there's not going to be much of a return for Hoffman or Drouin. Teams know who they are at this point. I mean, yes and no. It's a case of 0 return to something. I'm not saying teams are going to give us a lot for those guys, but I'd rather a 3rd or 2nd round pick possibly than a 0. You know what I mean? That's all. That's called asset management, and asset management's important. Even if it's distasteful, and you just want to get rid of these guys, it's important. Thank you, A&W. And he's right. He said, don't forget to like. If you're having a good time, give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And I'm looking, and there's 25 people, and it's more than I would have thought. So thanks, everybody, for being here. I hope I'm entertaining you. Hey, I'm the Fonz. Of course I am. Hang on a second. I'm going to hear some music in a second. Let's see if it works. Hey, it didn't work. Correctamundo. That's true. Sorry, I was incorrect about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I should have rehearsed my Fonz. If I hadn't known in advance I was going to do this, yeah, maybe. But at least you get to see the Fonz smoking. Like, who would have thought the Fonz smokes pot and has an alarm to tell him to take his pills? The Fonz at 60. Hey. Many are talking about it. People are saying, many are already calling for the removal of Keefe. I am Shanahan and Dubas already. I've been saying that they got to do all three. Most are just saying Dubas and Keefe, but I think they got to clear house. They want Marner and Matthews benched. They want trades, but they really want blood and heads to roll. And they're right. And they're absolutely right. Absolutely. Would we put up with that team? Well, maybe, but not as easily as they do. And we wouldn't be bragging about them. At least I want to believe that. Quinn's been quite impressed with Kovacevic. Listen, I said this. I didn't know anything about him. And I'm not saying he's been spectacular or anything, but man, he doesn't hurt you. You don't watch the game and go, that Kovacevic, he's the kid's pretty good. And yeah, I think that's pretty impressive too for a guy that never heard of before. Yeah, that's a good comparison. I never thought of it that way, but that's a good. He says he thinks he could be like what Kulak was. And yeah, that kind of makes sense. I think that's what they'd like him to be, really, to be honest with you, right? Because they can't send him down without waiving him. The way he's playing right now with Montreal, if you waive him, it's going to get picked up. So Joseph says he thinks Marner is gone, that hissy fit won't work with Shanny. He's going to cry again, I think, whatever. Honestly, Marner's the guy I've been saying they should trade Marner for a couple of years now. They should trade him. He's probably the easiest one to trade. Their contract's a little big, but problem is you really want a guy on your team that cries when things don't go well. Right? Life doesn't work like that, man. Grow up. He's a Jewish kid, so it's like come on, you're making us all look bad. Maybe that's what I should have gone as a rabbi. To be honest with you, though, the way I'm dressed, I could be a rabbi. They dress like this. You wouldn't know it. Let's see now. We will need a new social media place as Musk will destroy Twitter. I don't know 100. Listen, I was of that mind when I first heard about it. When I kind of been dreading it too, in a way. But then I thought about it. First of all, you can mute a lot of stuff that you don't want to hear anyway. And my thought is I'll stay until it gets bad enough that I don't want to. I mean, so far there's been no problems. It hasn't changed for me. So I'm going to wait and see. Will he destroy it? If he destroys it, he's going to lose a lot of money. If it gets into being where you can't mute the stuff you don't want to see and you don't want to get involved with, then maybe I'll go. But so far, hasn't changed for me. So, and I really was thinking I'm going to leave too, but no, I don't mind. You know what? I think I'm mad enough to be able to handle seeing other people's point of views that don't agree with mine without freaking out, without going insane, without wanting to kill people, because I have the power to not see it. If I don't like it, if I don't want it, I can mute it. I can, you know what I mean? So I'm not shocked by the other side and what they think. And if it's just a little bit, I can handle it. If it gets to be too much where I don't want to see it, I'll consider it then. But I need Twitter for hockey information. I get most of my hockey stuff from Twitter. I get a lot of it. Let's put it that way. I get a lot of stuff from Twitter because it breaks fast there. Okay, Marwisk is in he's in Slovakia. So I asked him, do they have Halloween like we have here? And he says no, but we have a similar day like Halloween today. We call it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce that, Dushiki. It's like Mexicans celebrating dead people. Oh, okay. No, I get that. So you're celebrating the dead family, dead like that, where we're just, I don't know what you call what we're doing for Halloween. Did I say it right? Do Shiki? I don't know. With all those accents there, I don't know how to say that. Apparently, Marner was benched the other night. Also, Nylander now on the third line. Well, good. It's about time. Listen, I saw a good analysis here. They fired Babcock not only because he's an asshole, but because he was a little rough on them, harsh on them. They couldn't handle the criticism, whatever. They stopped listening to him. They brought in Keefe, milder, all that. They stopped listening to him. I think Keefe's lost the room. In the Ducks game, with 11:07 to go, you probably have seen the video. He called a timeout. So he's trying to talk and blah, blah, whatever, right? Of the guys that were going to be on the ice, only one of them was looking at him while he was talking, right? In that moment, if he's got your attention and you're listening to your coach, you're not looking down, looking here, right? You're not doing that. Not 4 out of 5 guys. 4 out of 5 dentists say don't look at your coach. To me, it says he probably lost the room. If you lost the room, you got to go. I mean, that's what happened here last year with Ducharme. He lost the room. Gone. Where am I? I don't know where I am. Being a Habs fan, now living in Toronto, I enjoy listening to the people getting pissed. Yes. Yeah, I enjoy. I have to say, I enjoy reading some of those threads and the people. Like, it took you this long? Hey, listen, I can pat myself on the back. I said this after the playoffs, after they got tossed. What did I say? If you go back, I said they're not making the playoffs next year. Never mind, are they going to lose in the first round? I said they're not even getting to the first round. This team's going to fall apart. I don't know that I'm a genius, but it's happening. The problem is there's 72 games left for them. They got time to fix it. So I hope they don't. Joseph, good. I'm glad there's other people with me. And watch Steve Dangle. You'll see he advertised. Not only does he advertise, he does the ad, right? So he's there and he's, I could do that. I've got offers to do that here. But as I've said before, no. I've had family member that had a problem with gambling. I know what it's like. I know. And I'm not doing that to I'm not taking someone's money that could have been their rent. I'm going to make money off of people's rent and food bill. No. And that's what that is. And that's what Steve Dangle's about. That's what I say. Let him come at me. Franco, good point. And I am too impressed with the Habs faceoff percentages. All but Dak, which we knew going in, he's not going to do much. But everybody else is at 50 or higher, 50%. So, it's pretty impressive on this team right now, considering how bad at faceoffs they've been. Like, you know. Oh, Franco, that's what the Elvis was. Awesome. My ex-wife would love it then. Love him. She's an Elvis freak. She loves Elvis, anything about Elvis. So that's what that was. Awesome. Yeah, Intertap's a regular here usually during the season. I haven't seen him for a while. In and out a little bit recently, which is fine. I'm not jealous. You can join for a small monthly payment to help the channel. Oh, yes, you can do that. Thanks, babe. I appreciate that. I mean, you can join there's a join button. You click on that, and it tells you everything you need to know to send money to Rick. This is how you send money to Rick. Send him money, and send a lot of it, too. Philip Mayshar update with Kitchener Rangers OHL. 4 games, 8 points. One of his goals was the game-winning goal in OT against my very own Guelph Storm. He has looked slick. Yes, he's going to be a good one. He's definitely going to be a good one. Hey, David, how you doing, David? Good to see you on Halloween. What are you dressed as? Saw an old pic of Andy from his Columbus days dressed like a purple Teletubby. I think I've seen that actually for Halloween. He makes a great Teletubby. Teletubbies are gay though, so but which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying. That's like Seinfeld. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Who do I believe will play more games this season? Skinner or Aiden? Well, this is funny that you asked that because it's a very appropriate date. Jake Ottinger is day to day right now. I have him, and I just put him on the IR and picked up Aiden Hill over Skinner. Why? I have a feeling that Hill might get a couple extra games in than Skinner. So there you go. I chose Hill. Don't know why. I don't really have much. Hey, JD, how you doing there, JD? JD's in the room. Thanks, buddy. It's not really a good costume, but hey, I was actually got my guitar out, and I was gonna do had my Beatles shirt, and I was just gonna be like that kind of thing, and have something on the background for that, and tuning the guitar, change strings. Tuning the guitar, I was having trouble with my D string, and I thought, I think I'm overturning it. Snap. There you go. There goes that costume and that stuff. So, yeah, I just came up with this because I had this in my. I don't wear this very often at all. In my cupboard. My cupboard. Yeah, we make leather soup out of this. In my closet, and I just yeah, whatever. So, but I appreciate it. I don't really look like him, but hey, I'm the Fonz at 60, man. Who smokes pot now? Toronto forgets they need defense and goaltending. They forget a lot of things. Yeah, they forgot that they needed players that have character and heart and don't cry when you yell at them. Didn't they get off to a bad start last season? Also, they did. So that's why I said 72 games. I mean, it could turn around. I don't think it was like last year, right? There wasn't really the question of the coach so much and Dubas. There was some of that, but I think it's different. My opinion. Joseph agrees with me. You're right, Rick. Leafs coach lost the room, and I also predicted the Leafs will not make the playoffs. Listen. I'll say I remember because I know there were other people, not just me. So I'll agree with you. I don't remember exactly who, but yeah. And listen, difference from last year, right? They got off to a bad start, but I don't think he had lost the room, so he's able to get them back on track. I don't think so here. If you're big players, the leaders on the team, and they're not looking at you while you're trying, okay, this is what we're going to do, and they're not looking at you in that kind of a moment, then they don't really care what the hell you're saying. Thank you, Quinn. In general, I try to be anyway. I mean, I've done some shitty things in my life like everybody else, but no, listen, I've seen gambling and how it affects people's lives, and I'm not promoting that. No. And believe me, I would love to make money that it can bring in, but it's dirty money. I mean, that's dirty money. I wouldn't feel comfortable having that as part of my income. No, just not. And it's not to look good for you guys or anything like that. I've seriously had the offers, and I've turned them down every last one of them. So probably 5 times I've gotten offers from different sports betting companies. And believe me, I really would love the sponsorship. I would love to get a sponsor, but not that one or those. No. Nope. I guess you have to have no money to have integrity because it seems like the people that have the money, they don't have much integrity about it. Hey, Sean, how you doing? I think people should give Drouin a break. He had injuries, which needed surgery plus mental illness and really didn't play for 2 years. Give him time to get his game together. I'm not going to argue and say that you're totally wrong because you're not. But the thing is, every year it's the same thing. That's all I've been saying, right? It's just that there's going to be something every single year. The track record is there. Get him going and trade him at the deadline. And then listen, if they want to re-sign him, same thing with Monahan. You got to move him for the draft pick because he'll get a good draft pick. And then you really want him, sign him in the offseason, free agents. Right? So, but with Drouin, listen, it's just that every year there's something. Every year there's something. And after a while, it's like, okay, maybe you need to be somewhere else, and it'll be easier for you. I think that's what is the case here. JD, you're going as a school board janitorial guy. Let's see. That's acting, my friend, because that's like so far from who you are. But you know what? Today, that's acting today, right? You're not allowed. If you're something else, like, why are you playing that part when there's somebody who's like that could play that part? And like, isn't acting supposed to be like mostly you play somebody you're not? I don't know. But yeah, pretty creative, JD. Creative. Must be something in the water out there. I listened to the Rangers broadcast, not the Guelph one, just to hear them absolutely gush over the play of Machar. There's a Machar highlight package of his shifts on YouTube here. This was expected. I think that was their decision. That one of the reasons they put him in the OHL, I read, they wanted this for him. They wanted him to be the star, to just dominate down there. And that's what he's doing. So that was the plan, and he's fulfilling the plan. Dvorak playing like he could have trade value after Christmas. Okay, but I don't know that. I don't know that Dvorak is the guy they want to move, though. Right? And, guys with more than 1 year left on their contract aren't as easy to move. He's going to have 2 years left, which is the problem with Hoffman. So I don't know. And it all depends on, hell, if they get that first pick and they end up with a center that way, they might be moving a guy like Dvorak. I just don't think they're going to. I think if the return is that where, we can't turn that down, okay. I don't know that they're necessarily looking to move him. That's my opinion. Have a good one, David. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, JD, right? It touches a lot of people's lives, and to see Gretzky and whoever, shilling for this garbage, I've lost a lot of respect for those guys. Toronto fans that after the Fab Four, Toronto, okay, I forgot a word there. Toronto fans forget, this key word, that after the Fab Four, they really don't have the depth, especially at D and bottom six forwards. Dubas tied his own hands and will sink or swim on the play of his goalie sooner or later. And it's not, it gets worse too, because if I'm correct, every trade deadline, don't they ship out a first round pick? Like, they don't have first round picks. They're really in a bad spot, And yeah, Dubas put them there. You're keeping it real, 100% real. I hope so. Yeah, do your job, man. Do your job, JD. Come on. Don't know why it's so widely advertised now. We're talking about this sports gambling because they're paying the bills. They're giving it's like bribery, right? It is. It's like bribery, right? They come in, yeah, we're gonna sponsor money and advertising in here, and that's how they get it. It's just basically like bribing them. And if you don't have morals and you don't whatever, you take it. And if you do, you'd say no. Sean, now that's a little bit much. I don't think at any point Drouin is going to bring back a first round pick. I'm not saying that. But he could bring you back a second and a prospect. He could a third and a prospect. I mean, he could bring back something if he's going. If he's not bringing nothing. From what I understand, too, I read. Where did I read this? Right now, there are guys that are on the expiring contracts other than Monahan are worth zero. We're not getting shit back for them right now because they're not doing anything. You don't think we can be as bad as the Blackhawks? You talk about finishing at the end of the year. There is going to be a race. I don't know exactly why you're saying that. But it'll be a race. I think there's a few teams that are going to be fighting it out at the bottom. Montreal could be one of those, but it's not looking like it now. But remember, it's a long effing season, and it's not going to go like this all season. It'd almost be a miracle with the amount of rookies and the rookie defense. I mean, come on. Shifting topics. Segue. What have you heard about the so-called feud between Shane Wright and Hackstall? Nothing, but I've read just Hackstall was asked about and what he said, that he's doing things off ice and whatever. I didn't know that there's a feud there. I heard he dogs it in practice, and that's why he gets healthy scratch 3 straight games. Yeah, I don't know. And listen, since I don't know, I don't really want to. I'm not going to talk about. I don't know. I don't want to put out something out there that people will take for something. I don't know anything. But yeah, it's possible. I mean, I keep hearing from people saying that this is what they heard, but I don't know anything about that. A bag of used pucks for Drouin. But you hate Drouin, so that's a little biased. They'll just let him walk at that point. But if you get him going, you get something back, and it's better than a bag of used pucks. So, it's the best thing to do. You want your guys going, you want your guys producing, and if you're trying to trade guys, then if they're actually doing well, it's a lot freaking easier to trade them, and you get a good return. Hey, Kelly, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I hope it's not Steve Dangle, because I just was bad-mouthing Steve Dangle. Have a great night. Enjoy the night. And say hi to your sweetheart. He has never lived up to the expectations expected. True. No, this is true. I'm not denying that or anything. That's not what I'm talking about. Getting him going before the trade deadline, where he's an option for teams that are looking for a little extra scoring for the contenders, that's what you're trying to do. I think Montreal's made up their mind on Drouin. I've said this before. They made up their mind. They're trading him at the deadline, or he's walking. They're not re-signing him. But Lucas, I mean, there's been players that you look at and go, why would a team want to trade? But they get traded, so there's some value. And as long as he's producing some points, there's value there for a team. It's kind of like, how do I want to put it? A team will look at him and go, okay, it's not working out in Montreal, but we'll make him better. We'll get it to work here. And you got to find that team. There's always a team out there. Although if he's doing nothing, then no one's going to think that. If you get him going a little bit to a lot, a team will take him. The only place I can see Drouin going is the Kings. He will be with Bergie. No, that doesn't make sense. Sorry. No, that just because Bergie trade for him. If anything, you would think Bears would. No, I don't want anything to do with that guy. That's how I would be. I wouldn't want to touch him. So, I don't agree with that. Bob, I can't really argue with that, right? There must be something going on we don't know about. But you're right. I mean, if they're keeping Shane, that's Seattle, in the press box instead of sending him down to Kingston to, for big minutes and all that, then there's something wrong with that. And there must be a reason. Hey, Guru, going good. How about you, man? Good to see you here. Hey, David Robinson, haven't seen you in a while. Good stuff. There's no guarantee that any other team might accept a trade for Drouin, Hoffman, Byron, Dadonov. I think you can take Byron off that list. Byron is injured, not going well. He's not going to play this year from the look of it. And it's his last year of the contract. From what I heard, he might be considering retirement at the end of the year. I don't think he'll get a contract. So you're not able to trade Byron. There's no guarantee on a trade. You're right. But, if you get them going and they're producing, come trade deadline time, there'll be a contender. It needs just a little extra, maybe not a contender, but an almost contender that thinks a little extra scoring will get us over that hump. And they'll reach out. Remember, if it's an expiring contract, there's no commitment. They get only a small portion of the salary to have to pay. You can move a guy. It's just what will be the return. What? Okay, Stan the Man. What's THA? I know what THC is. I know what THA is. Baby, that's a very big possibility. I only read this once. I haven't seen anything more about it, but there's a big possibility that he'll retire at the end of the season. If he does, he'll retire as a Hab, basically, wouldn't he? I kind of think that at this point, Vancouver might be a possible destination for Drouin. They're desperate for a change, and as a part of a bigger package, it could work for both teams. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Vancouver might be one place I hadn't heard about from. Hey, Kago5, how you doing? Good to see you. If it's your first time, because it might be, welcome to the channel. If not, I'm an old guy with bad memory. Just putting your 2 cents in. Habs look like they want to be good in a couple of years. Oh, they definitely want to be good in a couple of years. Yeah, I think that timeline's probably right on. They'll start to get to be a playoff team. I think in, 2, maybe 3, but I don't think more than that. And they'll start making the playoffs and being a regular playoff team and working their way up to a contender. And working their way up to a cup in about, I kind of think, I think we can legitimately say that within the next 5 years, they should start being a cup contender, a legitimate yearly cup contender. That's barring any problems, any unforeseen things, right? Stan the Man, I agree with you. And on that Shane Wright, I'll say I wasn't right about it on wanting them to pick Shane Wright. Definitely, I think I think we can safely say, yeah, the Habs made the right choice. Listen, I'm turned around on Slav. I like the kid. I like what I see in his character and all that. And he's already starting to turn things around, and I think he'll stay. David, at the trade deadline, the Habs will retain salary on players on expiring contracts. They already said they're not retaining salary on anyone that has any term on his contract. But at the deadline on the expiring ones, yes, they'll retain half. So that'll make it a lot easier too, right? But it's it's not a ton of money at that point. Trade deadline should be easier to unload players since half the league will still in cap issues. You're welcome, by the way. I'm glad you're liking the show. Yeah, there's a lot of teams with cap problems, but I want to say that at trade deadline time, there's money that opens up, and I don't know I don't know everything about it, but I believe there's some money that opens up, and you'll get takers, contenders, or near contenders that need that little extra push. Listen, Hoffman can score. He's had a career of doing that. There's always going to be a team that goes, yeah, we can fix him. Just get him, we'll fix him. And they'll have a taker somewhere. Beba, yeah, Slav turns out to be. Look, I can't speak for what's happening with Shane Wright. I don't know if it's an attitude or anything. I don't know. I'm not following. I don't really find, as I've said many times, there's not a lot of value in comparing the two right now, especially. Down the road, yes. Now, not really a lot of value. Because even if Shane Wright's having these troubles, did that come out right? Even if he's having these troubles right now, he's 18. He's got a lot of time to fix that. And it doesn't mean that he won't right now, right? So compare them down the road. But I'm really liking Slav's attitude and the way he goes after what he wants, kind of. And he said he wants more ice time. He's been in this position before, and he earned his ice time, and he's going to do that again here. And that's the right attitude, and he's earning his ice time now. He's starting to, so yeah. But listen, Shane Wright's 18. Don't write him off yet. Bob, I think there's very little chance that if they send Slav down, it's going to it's going to be in junior. They're going to send him to Laval if they send him down. But I wouldn't worry about him going to the OHL. I really wouldn't worry about that. It's so unlikely. Wow, I would thought maybe I'd have trouble getting an hour in. We're at a little over an hour. That's pretty good. My goal is to do 90 minutes. So we got about another half hour. By the way, if you're having a good time, are we down? Well, we're down, but give a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And it's a thumbs up for I'm the Fonz. So it works out, For the sake of my Guelph. Oh, no, I read this. Oh, there's no new comments. I'm going to rehash the old comments. That's not really what I do. So I don't know why I'm dropping people, but maybe you've had enough of me after an hour. I don't know, but I plan to stay for an hour and a half. So hopefully we'll get people still talking to me. I don't know. And I've got nothing because there wasn't much. I didn't find anything out there today to talk about other than what you guys want to talk about. At least in the hockey world, anyway. And at that, I'm going to sit here and try to look like an older Fonzie. Do I look anything like? You look at the picture next to me here, right? This guy here. Imagine him, because I think he's only in his early 20s. Imagine him at 60, right? That's exactly what he would look like. Not. Okay, so now you guys are worrying me. I'm thinking that something's wrong with my connection. Do I sound funny? Am I having trouble with the mic again? By the way, I watched that the other day when we did the Dallas Stars game. And you guys were telling me in the pregame show my mic was weird. I watched it because sometimes my dad's in an aged care facility. And so I bring him, and it's not an ego thing, but he can't watch my shows from there. He can't operate a computer. So I put him on a USB and I'll bring him down and we watch him together a little bit. And I was watching that one with him and you couldn't understand a word out of my mouth. So I don't know how you guys put up with it. I apologize for that. I don't know what was wrong, but it was definitely StreamYard. So yeah. Hey V, how you doing? Happy Halloween. Good to see you from Park X. Awesome. I'll be having a good Halloween. What are you dressed as if you're dressed? I know I don't expect people to be sitting around at home dressed up for Halloween if you're not doing something, that's for sure. But I figure some people might still be out there, went out with the kids and dressed up. I used to do that. We'd go out. I didn't go every year with the kids, but when we go out, I would dress up as something. We had this a cow costume, so it was a cow, a whole thing, and with udders here and there. I usually wore that. Well, that was I'm just dropping people. Am I boring people now? Wow. The Fonz ain't keeping people. Yeah, listen, you probably all have stuff to do too. So I'm going to try to stick around for the 90 minutes. But if nobody wants to talk to me, I will go. I'll threaten you. I'm going to leave. But I got stuff to do too. I got a big day tomorrow and we got the game tomorrow. So I kind of have to, I still got thumbnails to make and stuff like that. I work long hours, man, at this. It's fun, though, most nights. This is not fun, though, when no one talks to me, so I don't know what's going on. Are you being blocked? I tend to feel when nobody talks to me that there's something wrong with the stream. I don't know. Any news of Habs drafted goalies? I can't find anything. No, I haven't heard much. From what I understand, Jacob Dobis is doing well in college. I don't remember where he's playing, though, which team. But from what I understand, he's doing well. Dykau, I don't know what's up with Dykau. Verbetta, I don't know that that's a serious prospect. But I think those other two are. And then we know what's going on with Primo. Gonna cheat on me with baseball? Baseball? There's no crying in baseball. Awesome, man. Thanks for being here, Bob, as always, eh? Happy Halloween to you, too. Keep your stick on the ice. And if she doesn't find you handsome, at least let her find you handy. Have I seen Henry Winkler on a show called Barry? I absolutely love Barry. I can't believe it that there's going to be another season of Barry. I don't know where it's going and how they're going to do it, but yeah, I love Barry. And he's good in it, yeah. But I mean, if you look at Henry Winkler now and you go, that was the Fonz? No. Yeah. The Simpsons Halloween episodes, I must have seen those. Oh, my God. I don't know how many times we bring out the Simpsons DVD with all the. We had 3 or 4 or 5 different Simpsons Halloween DVDs. And we'd watch those. Guru, absolutely. Are we tied? I thought we were up by a point, but maybe they got a point last night. Was it an overtime loss? If it was, then they got a point, so we're tied. Yes. And like, who'd have thunk it, right? Bob, I know it's the World Series. I'm just bugging you. Don't worry about it. And cheers, man. Where everyone knows your name, man. And then does the canon for you. Like, where else are you going to get that? Nowhere else. That I can guarantee you. Nowhere else you're going to go watch a live stream here. They're going to do the canon for you. Guru, it's not just Fire Keefe. It's Fire Keefe and Dubas. So, yeah. And I'm really enjoying on Twitter watching reading the threads of the Leafs fans freaking out. They lost in OT, yeah, so we're tied. That's why we're tied. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I wouldn't have thought this. I just hope, for Montreal's sake, I mean, listen, the players, they're not tanking, right? They don't tank isn't in their vocabulary. Plus, the players, when you think draft picks, oh, we wanted that draft pick, they don't care, really. They're going to get the draft picks that they get and whatever, but they don't really care, right? So, I lost my train of thought where I was going with that one. Hang on, it'll come back. Smoke another one, Rick. Anyways, I'm just really enjoying what's going on with the team. I know where I was going with that. I hope they don't screw up their chance to get a really good draft pick by sort of just finishing out of the bottom 10. Being in that, I don't think they're making the playoffs, but being in that 11 to 16, I hope they don't do that. But I'm enjoying watching them win. I have to say, they've been really fun wins, and they do it in a way that's just fun to watch. Even when they totally stomped on Arizona, it was still fun. But these come from behind wins. Sorry, my nose is itchy right here. These come from behind wins are fun, especially the way these guys do it. All right, so everybody light one up, last one with me, and then when this is done, I'm going to go. It's not to go eat this time because I did that already, but it is, I've got a big day tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, as a matter of fact. Now, I should remind everybody. So I'm doing the game tomorrow. I know I had said to, if you remember, I'd said I probably wasn't, but I am because what I had to do tomorrow night got shifted to Thursday, and this time it's going to stay there. So I won't be doing the game Thursday, but I'll be doing the game tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will remember that and come in for the game. It's in Minnesota. Is it revenge? They beat us, right? So we're looking to beat them. I don't remember. What else do I have planned? I was going to write a poem today for this, but I forgot. I didn't have time. So I'm hopefully going to be starting to write again. I have just taken a total break from doing everything other than the live streams. But I'll get going again on that real soon. I haven't had a break in 4 years from this, so I'm kind of not taking a break from the live streams, but I took a break a little bit from video work just to get a breather. And it seems like everybody took a break from talking to me. I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be going soon. So I'll be going soon if you won't talk to me. I'll be like Mitch Marner. I'm going to cry now. Got to always throw in those Leafs digs. When's the next Leafs game? Jeez, I should check. I don't think we played them for a little while, actually. So too bad. Too bad. Great time to be playing them and beating them for Montreal. Would be a great time. Poor Rick. Don't make me cry because I'll cry. I don't know. As a grown man to do that on the hockey bench, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think I could do that. There's no way I'd be crying on that bench like he does. Hey, Quinn, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let me get that highlighted. Quinn, thank you so much. So Quinn will get into the next draw, which I should have had stuff out here. For anybody here who's not familiar with it, I do a draw for a prize every little while for all the people who have donated to the channel. And now Quinn will be in that draw. So if you want to do that, just send me money and I'll put you in the draw. Very easy. That's all you have to do. Send money to the channel and we'll put you in a draw. I'm not very good at that. Any Laval Rocket or Three Rivers Lions news? No, other than the trade last week, but I mean, we talked about that. Cam Hillis from the Lions traded to Chicago, and we got Nicholas Baudin, a defenseman that will play in Laval. I'm pretty sure anyway in Laval. And yeah, that's it. I haven't heard anything else. I don't I don't concentrate a lot on the Rocket or the Lions because I don't really have time to do that. I concentrate on the Habs. It's very Habs centric, so that's why I don't have a lot of info a lot of times, and I apologize. If I was a younger man, like my 30 years, I probably would be doing the whole NHL, but I there's no way I can do that. Thanks, Quinn. I appreciate it. I don't drink coffee, but I'll find something else for it. Don't worry. Scary to think I've listened to you for free well, you haven't listened to me for free. No one has since I've been monetized because you have to somehow play unless you're running an ad blocker, which I was doing for a long time, but I stopped it because I thought it was bad karma for me and really wrong. So, but yeah, you watch the ad or at least it plays a little bit. Well, I get paid for that. So, it's not big money or anything, but it adds up over time. So yeah, so don't and if you watch it for free, well, you're allowed and there's no problem. So don't worry about it. But yeah, I know everyone thinks that you're but I'm monetized, so the cost of watching my videos is sometimes having to watch an ad. So all right. Oh, we're getting down to the time. All right, so nobody answered me on what they're wearing, so I'm assuming I'm one of the only people dressed up for tonight. And I don't know what to talk about now. As you can hear in my voice, I'm almost talked out. And we got the game tomorrow, so it's another 4 hours of talking. My poor voice. Tomorrow, I don't know if Matt's going to be with me because I don't know if he knows that I'm doing the game. So there's that. So we'll see. And on Thursday, I will be doing the pregame show for the game. I won't be doing the game on Thursday. It's Winnipeg, but I'll do the pregame show. And then I got to go. I'll probably do it a little early too. And I might even do a pre-recorded version of it. So there's that. Lucas, you're wearing your pajamas. Awesome. More than we needed to know. I do not wear pajamas, so I never have to. I've never been anybody, even when I was a kid, I didn't like pajamas. And I know I don't sleep in the nude. That's too much for you. You don't need that vision. But I don't sleep like that either, so. That is when I sleep. I'm not a big sleeper. Well, I get you know what? Oddly enough, I say that I don't sleep a lot in bed. To be very honest with you, I sleep a lot here at my desk. That's how committed I am to this. I just work 24 hours a day. I got to sleep here at my desk. Now I'm old and I fall asleep at my desk at night a lot. That's it. That's where I watch all my stuff and I do everything at my desk. Everything at my desk. Too much information, and that's not keeping anybody excited. I get it. At the end of this, it's not very exciting right now. But I'm going to go in a minute. So, plus it's hot. I don't wear this leather jacket. Like, I don't think I put it on in a few years. I'm surprised at how hot I am under these lights and everything. I didn't think I'd get this hot, but yeah, it's getting hot. And I didn't realize the leather is hot as it is. I don't wear leather very often. I'm not into leather. Yeah, I've never been into leather. And I never owned a leather jacket. This was given to me by somebody, so I never owned one before. It looks okay on me, but I don't look like the Fonz, unfortunately. All right, I think I'm going to take off here because nobody's talking to me. We're down to 11 people. I think I'm boring everybody. So listen, so don't forget, I'm back on Tuesday. That's tomorrow for the game. I will be doing the pregame show and the an hour before the game, and I'll be doing the game. Game is at 8 tomorrow. The game is at 8 tomorrow. Guru, You know what? I don't know. We were gonna do it, and then it fell through. We set it up again. That fell through, and that I didn't hear anything else. Our tradition seems to be we did it 2 years in a row on my birthday, which is February. I kind of expect I'll probably do it again this year. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't do the podcast again. But hey, it's not my podcast, and I don't cry about things. So there you go. All right. So thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Happy Halloween to everybody, and yeah, have a great rest of the night, and I'll see you tomorrow. So that's it. Till next time. Stay safe. Blah, 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 blah. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here again. Like I said, ciao, and thanks, Quinn. Appreciate it, eh?